Hello everybody and welcome back to Danganronpa. Man, so much stuff happened in the last one. If you didn't watch the last one before this, holy crap, stop what you're doing and go. Otherwise, I don't know if this is going to make much sense. Other than things happening in the game, a lot of things happened outside of the game too. As a lot of you know, I was spoiled to the decision that I made and the decision that I didn't make, which I'm a little disappointed about because I did want to go back and check the other decision as well on a video. But I was so caught up in the moment when we were recording this last time that I didn't mention that I wanted to do that because I didn't think it would be an issue. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get that other route now on video. I'm sorry to anybody that wanted to see it. I'll go watch it and see what it was about. But for now, I mean, I still don't know if I'm in the right place. I don't know if I've even done the right thing here. I'm very nervous. We fell. We're in a garbage chute. It looks bad. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? I have no idea. Holy shit, look at all this crap. Makoto's in trouble. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. How he lived through this, I have no freaking idea. That's a rocket and a tank. Hey! This rocket here with the Monokuma on it, is that the same rocket we saw in the opening cutscene? I'm pretty sure it is, isn't it? I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. So is this garbage from all of the previous executions and stuff? It's gotta be, right? I think maybe it is. Again, no spoilers, I'm just asking questions to ask questions. I think we should all know that by now. I guess that's all that's really happening down here. Can we get out though? Something tells me no. Of course. That wouldn't be that easy, would it? It's locked. Oh no. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decide to look around for some food. In the garbage! Well, I mean, I guess you've got to do what you got to do, right? There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless, too. Next, I search for some water. Uh-oh. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Yeah, in a garbage chute, probably none of the liquids are okay. Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was... What is it, Makoto? Go to sleep. I mean, that's not the worst idea, I guess, ever. I mean, here's the thing, right? Are we at some kind of advantage right now? Maybe Monokuma doesn't know that we're not dead. That could work out to our advantage, but we've got to get out of here. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had, not being able to eat or drink. Can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the hell? The hell is that? Hello? Garbage. Just more garbage, it looks like. What the? Strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Well, let's look, shall we? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out towards whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash. Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Oh my god!
It smells awful.
Look at this sprite! With the cup noodles on her head, Kyoko! Oh, I knew it was the right thing to trust you. I knew she wouldn't leave me down here. You guys, I had hope. Oh my girl, let me get that Naruto for you. Let me just get that shrimp. Oh. You know what? Give that to me. I'm gonna eat it right off your head. Oh, God. I know this is supposed to be super serious, but look at this. How could you take this seriously? Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. Oh. Big mood. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
Oh, she's normal again. It's okay. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Oh, wow, thanks. That's really nice of you. It's probably been a day or two since he's ate. He's probably hungry. Thank you. Snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Oh, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So, you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Guess you're not wrong. Kyoko, you're alright. God, she survived the fall down here too? They made it look like it was such a long fall. But Kyoko? Why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or... no. To atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial? Even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But, even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I wanted you to know that you could trust me now. Like, we went through that whole thing before, right? Where she was like, you don't trust me, and she got so upset about it. So it was obviously really important to her. That was one of, like, my deciding factors for deciding to, like, go with it and not tell everyone that she was lying. I wanted to see where that leaded because I feel like, I don't know, I just felt like it was the right thing to do. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive, no matter the cost. She was talking about this before in the trial, too. What is it? Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive,
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What does that mean? What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least, I did. Once. Once? Until recently. I'd forgotten what it was. That's right, she said she lost her memory. You forgot. But that's... Yeah, this is earlier. I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Huh? Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So, the mastermind just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. I was thinking about that as well still. Although we're so few now that the likeliness seems less and less. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind. One of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but Makoto, I'm sorry. I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand.
Oh, what's this? Makoto?
I should understand everything.
This is from before, is it not?
My goal isn't to get out of here.
Uh-oh.
It's to stay here.
Right, we saw this earlier. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah. It's nothing. Makoto, you should tell her. After everything these two just went through? It is nothing, right? Maybe Kyoko could help you. Oh no.
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think you falling down the garbage chute and bringing me food and water is convincing enough, personally. I think that's just her personality. I agree. Oh, man. Alright, so... Wait, can we... Kyoko? We're still in here. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Oh, tell me about that. You mentioned your ability. My ability? What everyone should have known me for? I'm the ultimate detective! That's so cool! Like Gumshoe or Emma. Or honestly, even Phoenix at this point, right? Because, you know, Phoenix and all them, they do a lot of the detective work too. That's so awesome! I mean, let's think about this. She does look like a detective too, right? Like the overcoat, even though it's not a long one. And like, it does make sense, doesn't it? I agree. It makes sense. I love it. The ultimate detective, that's so cool. We're gonna be like Sherlock and Watson, you and me. Come on, we can do this. The ultimate detective?
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. Who was that? You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Oh my god. Really? Oh no. Uh-oh. I have a sneaking suspicion something really bad happened to them already. I really do. What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains... When Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved... That's why she freaked out. Well, it all makes sense now. I'll find a way.
Huh?
Yeah, everyone couldn't no one could understand why she was upset about that, of all things. No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
Oh no.
So
she knew then. Or at least she was figuring it out then. Oh, Kyoko, I'm sorry. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when you said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But, listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt, based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. That's right, she's been in there. What did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. Right, so that's the key that opens anything. That's what led us to realize that she was lying in the trial, because she had that. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and the key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use, so we've never been there. That has to be the stairs that are connected to the dorms that we know that still haven't opened up, because I remember there's stairs there that go nowhere. So those have to be it. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So, you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there?
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. What was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. Oh no, how could that be? Jeez, what do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important, and really ominous. Oh no. More?
However...
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras and monitors, which is why I had no idea, what was going on in the rest of the building. This is why she was late to the trial and she didn't know where anybody was, or that someone had been killed. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. Maybe it's what I said. Maybe she was dead before. And it was a trap. I'm so glad that Kyoko's actually innocent. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. I guess that makes sense, doesn't it?
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean, because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
This sounds weird though, because couldn't Monokuma just change the rules whenever he wants? The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Oh, I see. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations. That's weird.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikisawa. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... Yup. She was there. During the night.
I
can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room. Oh, so that's why she was there.
correct.
And she had the key. She had the key that opens anything, and that's how she was able to get in. I ran into your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the master assailant was, they ended up dead. I wonder if they ended up dead because they didn't fulfill whatever they were supposed to do. Do you think they were killed by the higher-ups or something?
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use a class trial to eliminate me. So, all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. That means the mastermind can kill whoever they want, if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you, because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. By who? Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate spirit. There's two? How? How can there be two? Wait a minute, I thought everybody has a specific ability. How could there actually be two separate people that have it the same thing? That doesn't make any sense. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and that she is dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. A group, perhaps? Like a group just naming themselves that. Together they're the despair, perhaps. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused the event. Oh, okay, so it has to be a group of people. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for it. They're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. So it was a whole group that set this up. Well, that makes more sense than just a single person, doesn't it? That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Oh my gosh, okay. Whoa. Chapter 5 is done. I think. Yep. Oh no. But everyone still lived. From the last time anyway. That's good at least. Holy crap. Oh, hey. Oh, I thought that was something else at first, guys. Wow. I'm 12 years old. Sure. No. I'll save it later. Oh, I got an achievement. Hey, how about that? The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago? Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity? Our enemy has finally been revealed. This is unreal. We're still in the garbage chute. I didn't cut it there because it seemed like a little bit of a short episode, so I wanted to keep going to see what would happen now. So we may have to stop at an awkward place, but oh well. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. I agree. How are we gonna do that, though? Yeah, you're right. Gosh, okay, well. Is there anything else in here that is opened up that we can look at? It doesn't really look like it. It doesn't really look like this goes anywhere either. Also, I'd like to point out that there's no cameras or anything around here. Kyoko? Do you still have that one thing? The key! Of course! Oh, I hope she still has it. Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Oh, surely that can open the door here.
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. It can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Alright, good. That's why she came down here, because she had it. Then, we should be able to use it on the door, right? Let's try it. Hey, Kyoko. We can use that key of yours to open the door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. You didn't know before you came in here. That means we're both gonna be stuck down here if you're wrong. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... click! Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Oh, thank goodness for that. But where are we gonna end up now? Also, what if someone sees us on camera? Then Monokuma's gonna know. Or whoever's behind this is gonna know, and that's bad. Finally. We are finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Oh God. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Oh no. Wait, we're still in deadly life. It's probably deadly life from here on out, isn't it? After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Oh God, these kind of ladders scare the crap out of me. Nice upskirt shot, though. Quick, play Snake Eater. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. Crime! We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Oh, that's so scary! I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Hey man, she's doing it in heels. Come on, Makoto, you got this. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Just keep going. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. Oh, like a little bubble. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said that you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. She sounds like Clavier a little bit, doesn't she? We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride? So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up the pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that. It's alright, Kyoko.
what?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There is something I want to say to him, though. What?
I...
No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him. Face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Wait a minute. Is this real? She actually came in here to just find her dad? And not to save the world? Well, I guess at the time, there was probably nothing bad going on in the world. She didn't know it was there. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently, he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future,
However...
but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for it. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. That's good though. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing. One thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind, like I said. I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood. Nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Wow. Who would have thought? I kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. And we're going to have to do that in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for not putting spoilers in the comments if you can help it. And I'll see you soon. Bye.